Hi guys, I'm going to be coaching you some really basic coaching cues to get you through our WortheyFITT training club workouts. The first three exercises we're going to be utilizing with the kettlebells is the double arm kettlebell swing, the goblet squat, and the kettlebell Sumo Deadlift. Let's talk about the double arm kettlebell swing first. Before I do that, okay, just a few points regarding clothing and footage. I would rather you swing without any soles in your trainers, so flat soles trainers, or you can do it barefoot, depending on what you have underneath your feet, depending what surface you're working out with. With the double arm kettlebell swing, just think about what you're going to wear, okay, on your legs. I like to use lycra, lycra shorts, or some form of leg coverings, thin, so I get easy access through the hips. I've heard some people get shavings on their legs. So if you do, there's options for you. Okay, just watching, guys. I'm going to demonstrate the double arm kettlebell swing right now. And then I'll talk about the cues which I'd like you to practice. Look in. The bell starts slightly just in front of you. That distance will vary depending on your own biomechanics. Roll the bell in, break the bell, set position, swing. Bell down safely. Okay, guys. One thing with the double arm kettlebell swing. This is the foundation of all your future kettlebell training. This exercise will dramatically improve not just you in your personal lifestyle, but within your sports, whether that be running, whether that be martial arts, whether that be rowing, whether that be lifting, whether that be cycling. It will, trust me, it will help your performance in any sport. So let me quickly talk about the standards. When I talk about the standards, it's impossible to remember all these standards / cues while you're going through the exercise. Why? Because this exercise is ballistic. It's an explosive movement of the hips. It's a hip hinge. I see so many people. I could guarantee I could walk into a commercial gym right now and somebody doing a double arm kettlebell swing and they will be doing it wrong. They'll be using their shoulders rather than their hips. It's an explosive movement of your hips. So standards. The back is in a neutral position throughout the movement, guys. The head position is slightly extended or in neutral during the backswing. So the exercise itself is very much like a pendulum. You have a backswing and a forward swing. The heels, the toes, the balls of the feet are planted firmly into the ground. It's very much like a kettlebell Sumo Deadlift stance. The legs need to be wide enough to get the kettlebell through the center of the legs during the backswing. The shoulders are packed. So when you hear me say, while we're during live on our workouts, break the bell, that's you packing your shoulders, securing your spine, stability of the spine through the forward and backward swing. The arms are straight on the backswing. The arms are straight on the backswing. On the forward swing, the bell acts as an extension of the arms. The bell acts as an extension of the arms, although you can have a slight bend in the elbow on the forward swing. Knees. During the swing, there is no forward knee movements. There is no forward knee movement, unlike the squat. On the squat, you see my knees are traveling forward slightly. But your knees should still track the center of your toes. At the top of the swing, the body forms a straight line. The ankles, knees, and hips are in line. You stand to attention. You lock out the kneecaps. Yeah, you squeeze the glutes. You brace. Breathing. Breathing is a biomechanical breathing method. So on the way down, we breathe in through our nose, and on the way up, as we drive through, we exhale. Very much like a hiss. It's like a hiss. The tongue comes at the back of the teeth. As I said, the abs and glutes are tight at the top of the movement. One final cue. This will determine whether you know you're using your hips or your shoulders at the top of the forward swing, because the kettlebell will float, because you're using your hips that powerful enough that the kettlebell will float. During the backswing, as the kettlebell stops the float, you will guide the bell back through your legs. You will guide the bell back through your legs. Okay, team? So, they are some standard cues. So let me quickly go through the setup. One more time. Feet stands very similar to a kettlebell sumo deadlift. The bell starts in front of you. Enough so you get enough power to hike. It's what we call hike the bell back. We call this a hike pass. Yeah, the hike pass. Here, turn the bell in, break the bell, stabilize, lift the hips. Yeah, your hamstring should feel like a bow. Ready, cocked, ready to go. On the hike pass, the forearms come inside the upper legs. They touch the inside of the upper legs. The upper arm touches inside the rib cage. You feel the elbows on your rib cage. This is where we produce the power with the arms, not the shoulders, guys, because we're going to drive our feet through the ground because they're firmly placed, and then our hips come through fast, explosive, using the arms to get that bell to float. Watch. With the bell. Break the bell, Jay. You can see me on the screen here. I'm virtually letting go of the bell. I'm not over gripping the bell. Otherwise, your grip will suffer. Once we start to raise the resistance, raise the weight. Okay, guys, the kettlebell will float. Practice, practice, practice. Do not feel overwhelmed. If you need extra support, you know where I am. So let's move on to exercise number 2, the goblet squat. Now, the goblet squat is such an underestimated exercise. Why? Because it just does not help you squat, and the muscles, the primary muscles involved in and you're able to squat, it brings in so many other stabilizing muscles, such as your arms, such as your shoulders, such as your back. It fires up all your stabilizing muscles. And your stabilizing muscles are those around your joints. Yeah, helping you through the movements, whatever exercise it is. It's what we call stabilizing muscles. So firing up secondary muscles. So watch. We're going to pick the bell up safely. Hand position, either side of the horns, high up on the chest. Elbows tucked in. Feet in your normal squat position. Now, over the months, as we're coaching, that position may change. Okay, but adopt your normal squat position. Watch. Hup. 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 Fell down. Okay, team. So number one, stance. Number two, gripping hold of the horns. The bell stays high up onto your chest. Before we move on, beginners, I'm happy for you to hold the kettlebell upside down. That way the bell rests onto your chest. Watch. You see? With the counterweight, it rests on your chest. But don't go into this hyperextension. Stand tall like you do on the double arm kettlebell swing. That's a straight line from ankles, knees through to hips. So when we have the bell, here we're in that set position. What's good about the goblet squat is the weight. Let the weight pull you down. Everyone thinks the squat is a pushing movement through the feet. It's not. Pull yourself down, and your kettlebell will help you with that. Pull yourself down by using your hip flexors. As you pull yourself down, you're pushing your feet outwards, opening up that groin. As long as your knees are tracking the center of your toes, guys. With that, open up your chest. Open up your chest. And you'll hear me cue this all the time online. Big chest. Big chest. Tall spine. Big chest. Tall spine. Tall spine. Tall spine. There's going to be some forward lean. There will be some forward lean. Okay, but I'll cue this for you. I will help you. Big chest. Tall spine. Open up the groin. Drive your feet, the outside of your feet outwards. You can see me here, driving my feet out so my heels are like corkscrewing in. And you squat, guys, to your depth. It could be here. Okay, and that's fine. Okay, it could be here. Big chest. The finish point is where the elbows are inside your kneecaps, holding the bell. This is the bottom of the squat. Now, this is where a lot of people go wrong. On the upward part of this exercise, they drive with their hips. Wrong. You drive with your feet, guys, and your eyes stay looking over the horizon. You drive with your feet. Hup! It's what we call that breathing. You hear me grunt there. We also use the intra-abdominal pressure. You'll hear me grunt. So I take a small sniff of breath through my nose on the downward phase and a grunt on the way, that intra-abdominal pressure, driving my feet through the ground. Up, standing tall. Excuse me. Yeah, and then back into your reps. Okay, one more time. Goblet squat. To summarize, yes, you can switch grips, switch the position of the bell. Make sure you have A good start position. Your start position, your setup is your first rep. Never forget that. Okay, watch. Hup. 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 Rest. Roll down safely. Practice, 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 team. Final part of the coaching now, our third and final exercise is the Kettlebell Sumo Deadlift. Okay, looking. We'll turn to one side slightly. Hup. 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 Okay, team. So the position of the belt, the start position, your setup, horns. You stand over the belt with your feet slightly wider than your shoulder width apart. Yeah, it's slightly wider than your shoulders. Yeah, slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Sumo, taken from the Japanese sumo wrestling. Here, yeah. Again, that squat position, that stance may change over the coming months as you become more experienced in the movement. So the horns, you stand over the belt. The horns are in line with the middle of your feet. Horns are in line. The bell starts and finishes there. And I'll show you why in a second. Arms. I coach this way. Arms straight. Shoulders packed. Sit back. You sit back and lower yourself, keeping your back in a neutral position. Do not look at the bell. Do not look at the bell. Look over the horizon. Sit back. Hook grip the bell. Grab the bell. Hook grip. Take the strain of the bell. Do not initiate the upward movement with your hips. Keep looking over the horizon and drive your feet through the ground and stand to attention. Up. Up. Now, some beginners may not be able to get all the way down with the bell due to mobility issues, whether that be ankles, knees, or hips. So that's fine. You can come down here, up, sit back, up. Or for those more advanced athletes, bell to floor. Watch. Up, 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 and bell down. Breathing. That biomechanical breathing. Intra-abdominal pressure. Breathe in. Up. Drive your feet through the ground, guys. Stand to attention. Drive your feet through the ground. Don't be lazy with it. There, some basic cues of 3 of the kettlebell movement skills: the double arm kettlebell swing, the goblet squat, and the kettlebell sumo deadlift. We haven't covered everything in this video, otherwise you're going to get bored. Okay, so please practice, practice, practice. Every time you're working with me online during the training sessions / workouts, then it's practice. If you feel the movement or any skill deteriorating, that is a safety issue. So please stop, then rejoin back in. Guys, I'm hoping you enjoyed listening and learning from this video. If you have any questions, you know where I am and you can direct message me. Stay safe, guys.